You can't accept a trade. Can't accept a trade without an offer. And so send out an offer. It can be like dancing in the dark. Hey, welcome to the Dynasty BS podcast. This is your boy Smitty. We got Brian over here. And, honestly, I just want to remind you, if you have a trade idea in mind, do not be afraid to just send it out. Because it can really start off like dancing in the dark. So anyways, how are you doing, Brian?
I'm doing good. I'm doing great. I finally get the episode that I've always wanted. I gave you your running back episode in free agency, and you give me my Bruce Springsteen episode on this one. So yes, everybody out there, we took a week pause. We had NCAA. I went and saw the Bruce Springsteen show, so we decided to do a Bruce show for this. That is my ride or die, my number one. Anyone will see that Born to Run album up there, because that is the greatest album that was ever made. Well, maybe the Beatles had a couple good ones in there too, and the Beach Boys, but who knows? So yeah, I'm feeling great. That was the best intro you have ever done, Smitty. You nailed it. You nailed my name. You got everything right. It was fantastic. It was amazing. And I told you, I will turn you into a Bruce Springsteen fan, sir, because you made a comment about Morrissey that you said it feels like he reaches out and hugs you. I'm going to get into all of it later, but let's go.
Let's go.
Dynasty football, not music to start this show. So yes, it's March 26th. Sorry for the week off, everybody, but we had some fun. We're back in action. We got a little trade breakdowns for you today. We're going to talk some smack on Arthur Smith. We're just going to kind of BS about some, landing spots, what teams didn't do, all that good stuff. And then we're going to kick it out with some Bruce Springsteen. So, Smitty, let's kick this show off with Arthur Smith is up to no good. He's up to no good. He's up to no good. He goes, just when we feel good that we can invest in the backfield. You know, those zero RB guys like me are out there saying, Jalen Warren, we wanted him last year, but now Arthur's going to make him the boss dog. Najee's like, nah, I'm still big boy. I'm getting all the goal line work. And then he goes and adds his boy, Cordell Patterson, to the backfield just to say, hey, fantasy guys, remember me? I'm just here to mess up your dreams in the world. And, maybe I give Cordell Patterson 4 touches a game. Maybe it's 5. Shit, maybe I just give him all the goal line work and Najee gets none. That's what we're still dealing with in this world. And on top of it, he's got to go out there and add Justin Fields behind Russ Wilson. Now we're like, what the F is that? Who actually is the starting quarterback? Because it can't be Russ, right? Even though they said that, Fields is the backup. So Arthur Smith is up to no good. I'm telling you, he's running the whole system now. I don't care about the coach. Tomlin, not doing it. The Rooney family, no. Arthur Smith has now taken over and ruined fantasy football for that team. So anyway, what do you think about Arthur Smith's move, Smitty? Thank you for my rant.
I'm just super duper glad that he is pulling that BS elsewhere, because ATL was not the location. He can't do that. He can't do that with Bijan and Drake London. Are you kidding me? Get the heck out of here. Go put a cap on Freiermuth if you want. I mean, Jesus Christ. Like, dude, that's so unfortunate, because Najee Harris, like you said, Najee Harris and Jalen Warren, they were the perfect late round, maybe late second, early third round type of running backs that you can acquire. And now it's like, do you even want them at this point? Because they really did add Cordell Patterson. Maybe he's going back to his special teams ways. I don't know. It smells a little scary.
But here's what it is. I don't even care if Cordell Patterson doesn't even get any touches, and we're like, he's not even going to get any touches. I swear to you, Smitty, it's going to be a friggin' playoff game. We're going to throw Jalen Warren in there, and all of a sudden, Cordell Patterson will get like 12 friggin' touches in that game just to crush the soul of that manager. It's going to happen. So,
wow.
I don't know, but you know what? There's good news in this. Now that I'm actually kind of venting, the good news here is, I think for Russ Wilson, I really think that this is good for him. Now, the reason that this is probably the best thing that's ever happened to him is he's going to be out of the NFL even sooner now. So I think it's just going to end a long, miserable, So Russ Wilson's dead, dude. You drafted Justin Fields in this draft we just did. I don't even know what round it was, 12, 11. I mean, it was something where it's like, boom, wow, he just did that. But he's going to be a starting quarterback there in no time. I guarantee you. So,
You are the only one that feels that way. Everyone feels like Justin is dead in the water. And you know what?
no.
I honestly, one of them's the handcuff. I personally, the way I play fantasy is, if I'm even touching Fields, I better not have Rusty. Like I better have the tandem, or else it's either the duo or no.
I got to push back a little bit on you on that one because
Okay.
I took that approach last year, and I took it with Brock Purdy and Lance, and I did it
Uh,
before we knew who the starter was, before Shanahan's like comments that rocked the world that Brock Purdy would have to melt to not be the starting quarterback,
yeah,
and
that was wild.
I still regret that. Like I don't want to have him the combo because where you draft him, I don't know, but that's just me. But I'm staying clear of Russ Wilson, Mike Tomlin. He had patience for Ben Roethlisberger when he got old and was really not a good quarterback. He does not have that type of loyalty to Russ Wilson, and he will not put up with inadequate quarterback play. And he knows he's going to get just with the legs of Justin Fields that he can be that run, suck the time off the clock type of quarterback. Russ is dead, dude. I don't care about Russ anymore.
All right, all right. I hear you. So, I'm gonna just say week 6. I'm gonna say week 6 is when we get Fields nomination.
I think I would say I would bet that the over under, but I think I don't know when their bye week is,
Oh,
but
right, yeah.
this might be a bye week change. But week
Mm.
6, I mean, Fields has to be a starter by week 6. I think he's look at maybe Russ gets injured. I think Russ is so bad and he knows it at this point that he would fake an injury to not play the rest of the year just because he doesn't want to look like a fool.
Dang.
Okay,
Hey,
I'm a little too hard. I'm
we have
just
ourselves
making
a
it up.
hate. Holy shit.
I'm, I'm just making it up. Sorry, this is NFC West hate, dude. All
I,
right,
I felt it. I felt it.
all right. So let's get off of the Sith and let's get off of Russ Wilson here. But I want to take some time to talk about why we play this game, why everybody plays this game, because we want to have fun. And Smitty, I just did something friggin' wild in our listener league. I sit up here and preach liquidity and process and strategy. I do this. And I get in a draft where I realize I have to commit to a strategy where I literally have in this draft, I drafted the rookie 103, 4, 5, 6, got sniped on the 107, and then drafted the 108, 9, and 10. I've got like 3 second round picks, but I went for it, dude. So, what I want to preach today is take some time to say, you know what? Just because we always do something kind of makes it boring. And I know we play this game to win, but we play this game to have fun. Challenge yourself. Do something that is so outrageous it's either going to work or not work or make you a better person. You've got to try every single angle, but when you do it, Smitty, you have to commit to it, and you cannot change that strategy in midway through the draft just because you're afraid. So I want people to just play. Get out of your comfort zone, have some fun. Smitty, what do you think about why having fun? Like, what would you tell people about just having fun?
I mean, well, when you do a strategy that you're kind of uncomfortable with, it is a little scary. So, I mean, the having fun part kind of does come later if you're doing a strategy you're not familiar with. So, man, like the strategy you pulled where you just got a bunch of first round picks, bunch of second round picks, and so your like lineup at this moment is a bunch of like randoms and jags. It's hilarious now on March 26th, but you chose the right class to pull it. So if you're gonna pull a risky move, you gotta know when to do it, and you chose the right class. Because imagine you doing that next year.
Oh
I
man,
mean,
or last year's class. I mean, yeah, I would
or
have
last
CJ
year,
Stroud,
or
but
2021. Like you chose the right class.
the
You
Trevor
chose,
Lawrence, Justin Fields class,
yeah, yeah,
you know,
yeah.
we'll see.
Or
So
was
I
that
got to tell you,
2022? I don't know.
I always preach that it's sometimes it's not about making the picks. I think I'm going to be making these picks, bro.
See, because I forget about that. I forget about that. You really don't have to make the picks. So I don't know. It's You have time. You have a month, actually.
Yeah.
You have a
But
month.
guys,
It's
you
a
gotta
month
have fun.
away. Let's go.
Gotta have fun. Because you know what? What's the worst that could happen? I finished last. Guess what? The person that finished second is just as good as last in my book. Because I
Ooh.
don't play this game to get a jackpot at the end of the year. Yeah, that's cool. I play this game because I want to win and I want to have fun. All that money crap, whatever it is, who cares about any of that? I want to win the damn league. And we're not going to sit on this podcast and be like, Smitty, you must be the best manager of fantasy football ever. You've taken second for the last 14 years. Cares? Have fun. We always say on the show, we're your everyday Joes. We're not experts. We're here just to talk about football, stupid crap, make you laugh, and you know what? Just whatever. Have fun with fantasy football. So that's all I wanted to say on that side of it. Anything else you want to say on having some fun, and we'll get down to the next segment here?
Man, sometimes, you know what? If you're in the here, okay, just really quick. If you find yourself getting a row of man, I got the player I wanted in round 3. Man, I got the player wanted in round 4. Wow, I got the guy I wanted in round 5. Listen, have no shame in roster baiting. I know. Sometimes you like your roster and you're like, ooh. Man, the other day I made a trade to where I love my running back group. I love my starting 2 running backs now. That will be my favorite league because of those 2 running backs. So I don't know. Just play the way you want. Whatever makes you happy.
Yep. If you don't get out of your comfort zone, how can you become a better manager?
Boom.
That's all I got
Got
to say.
you.
Yeah. All right, so let's get into breaking down players or teams kind of after roster baiting. That was
Sorry,
funny.
that was okay. Yeah.
That was funny. All right, so anyway, let's break down some teams, some players after free agency. We did this kind of
Yes.
as the hype was coming, but let's really get down to what could be some red flags, where we're not buying the hype, what we're selling, what we're buying. Let's just start at the hype of all hypes from an offensive standpoint. Let's talk ATL. So let's talk about the Dirty Birds, the Falcons. They finally get a quarterback. The coach that I just got done absolutely slamming at the beginning of this podcast, he's gone. So we freed everybody. We freed Kyle Pitts. We freed Drake London. We freed your boy Bijan. What are you looking forward to? Are there any red flags? Is this hype scaring you at all? Is it getting to the point where you've got so much value on a player that you got to trade them because they can only go down from here? Talk to me about it.
Okay, so talking about the Falcons, I mean, just me personally, what I see is, and I love this word because I love saying this about this team, but it has a genuine ramification. So if you see what the Rams do at their best, which is, fantastic run game, very solid pass game that even could be elevated if you hyper target. 11 personnel, all these great things that we do. It really just means the sky's the limit for Drake London. They will actually utilize Kyle Pitts, so we can finally see what's good with the guy. And Bijan Robinson is in a new stratosphere. So the floor for Bijan and the floor for Drake London is completely different. So if you have a Drake London share, congratulations, you have a cornerstone, number 1. And number 2, what can you get for him? Now, people are excited. Everyone understands that the kid is still 22 or 23. He's crazy young, which is very important. So when you are trying to sell Drake London, do not take anything. Do not take any first. Do not take any second. Do not take anything. You gotta get a haul. You gotta get a haul back because the floor is different. How do you feel about Drake London's situation now? Because he has a competency in quarterback.
I'm having a very difficult time with Drake London right now.
When you say difficult time, are you having a hard time buying him, selling him, or just what do I do with him?
I have never been so polarized and literally to the point that I can't even make a decision. And it's so weird to me because everything in my soul and I'm as player agnostic as it gets, but every once in a while I get a little crazy. So I have been the biggest Drake London supporter for a very long time, and I finally just
Yes.
got everything that I wanted to. And then I say to myself, you just said I have a cornerstone wide receiver right now. I can sell him as a cornerstone wide receiver right now. Is he a cornerstone wide receiver? That I mean, because if I process tells me to pivot off and tear down, I can't do it right now. I can't friggin' do it. I do believe he's a cornerstone wide receiver, and I do believe he's the guy that can break into the top 7, 6, 5. Like, he's the one guy that can come from out of that top 12 in production last year into it. So I'm having a hard time. And what I'm trying to do right now is pull up some of the offers that I've been getting for.
Yes. See, I'm so glad we get to talk about this because this is what I've been wanting to talk about for a long time because I have two now, but let's say I have one share of Drake London and genuinely because his floor is completely different, and I'm saying floor as in what he can give on a weekly basis is not what you're used to. No, but with that being the case, it's been really crazy and difficult to sell him. So what offers have you been receiving? Because I want to share some of mine as well.
I'm trying to find some. I get so many offers on a daily basis, but the one that I'm pulling up, I got right after Kirk Cousins went there. This is ridiculous. Joe Mixon, Dallas Goedert, and Khalil Shakir for Drake London in a 305. That was
See,
auto rejected.
can I be honest with you? That is the standard. See, these people who send stuff like that genuinely think that you don't know that the fact that the floor is different. I have to repeat this because this has to be understood. Drake London's floor has completely changed. So people are going to send offers like that thinking that, oh, you hate Drake London, right? He screwed you over last year, right? Well, take these scrubs and give me the 22-year-old. Stop it.
22 years old. Then I got one for Amari Cooper, Jawan Johnson, and the 110 for Drake London. I'm not taking that trade. I want nothing to do with Amari Cooper. My process is not wanting that player.
That would have been the best trade I received, frankly.
Gabe Davis, Saquon Barkley for Drake London. This is in a league where everybody knows at this time of year I have like no running backs on my squad.
No running back. Yeah.
I don't need them right now. So they're like, oh, maybe we'll bite on Saquon. So what I keep getting on all my teams that are light tight ends because of roster construction that aren't in a crazy tight end premium, no running backs, everybody keeps offering me tight ends and running backs. I don't really care about those. I'll get those. I'll get them somewhere. But for me to tear off of Drake London, I don't even know if I would do this. So if you send me an offer, call my bluff. I don't care. I might not do it. I'm torn. 107, and I mean, I need more than that. I need more than the 106. I'm talking about 106, a future first. I'm gonna grind you. If you want Drake London from me, you got to grind it for me. I'm not process selling Drake London. You know what? I worked through the whole decision. I am not going to process trade Drake London. There's nobody to tear down. Maybe I can tear up. Maybe I can process tear up. Can you process tear up? Would you take Drake London and the 110 and go get Sun God, go get Jamar Chase, go get CeeDee Lamb? Could you get that? Could you get that done?
Now I like that move. I like that move. For Jamar particularly, you said the 110?
Let's say Drake London in the 108.
108,
is a pretty cutoff line right now. It's a valuable piece, but it's not the most valuable piece.
Okay, I would frankly keep the 108 and Drake London. For like what, Jamar? Yeah, I'd rather have those two. Especially if it's like a start 9, 10, 11. Let me tell you something. This is what I tried to do with my one and only Drake London share. This is the only offer I sent out. I wanted to tier Watson up to Jordan Love. So I tried to use Drake London to do that. He said, no, I understand the London situation, but that's not enough. And honestly, I respect that. Because deep down, that was a terrible offer. I should not have even. I'd much rather have London and Watson than Love. But Can I tell you the best offer out of all the ones I've gotten, which are similar to yours, but except for they're not throwing running backs at me like that. My best offer at this moment, which I haven't done anything with, is AJ Brown for London and a 2026 first.
No, you're not. No, you are not getting Drake London and a piece for a wide receiver right now. It's not happening.
And that's the
Not happening,
best
especially for
offer in the
AJ Brown.
inbox.
I mean,
I'm just guys like just understand the floor is different. So if you have a Drake London and you want to trade him, you gotta bang them over the head because it's not. This is not just something you can. This is like a little bit more than a gold bar. I'm not saying the 101, but I'm saying it's close.
I chose to send because I got JJ in a trade we're going to break down later, but I chose to
Oh
send a
right.
bunch of liquidity and first round draft picks instead of trying to take Drake London and tearing up to him because I bet you I could have got it cheaper by tearing up from Drake London, but I can't do it. I love that guy right now. Please don't
Yeah.
burn us. So let's talk about the other players. Kyle
Oh
Pitts.
right.
Yeah, Kyle Pitts. Sorry, we love
Sorry,
Drake London on this
I've been
show.
dying to talk about that. Okay, so Kyle Pitts, yes, his floor is different too. I'm not gonna say it's completely changed, but now like he might like have a floor that we can even bank on. So that's awesome because we look at T.J. Hawkinson and how useful he's been. So I just kind of want to translate it that way. So I'm seeing top eight, top five, but top eight tight end in Dynasty, so treat him as such. That's my opinion. What do you think?
Um, I think he is the piece that I want to use to tier up or tier down for rankings, but still have the same type of player. Um, I think you have enough hype where you can go put him in a piece to tier up somewhere. I mean, if you need an elite quarterback right now, go put someone out there like QB 10, QB 11, and Kyle Pitts, and try to get up to the QB 4, QB 5. Just put names to that, whatever you think. Like, I think he's a usable piece, but I also believe this new crop of tight ends coming in the NFL. The game's changed, man. The game's changed. You can't guard these guys. They're slot wide receivers. Like, you can go find production that somebody will give it to you for free for Kyle Pitts. I would use him as a piece to go get that running back. Not an elite running back, but I would tier down and get that running back that's going to get 12 touches a game. That's not hype. That just is going to fill a slot for me.
I like it.
Yeah, I mean, maybe you can find a way to go get Trey McBride with it. I would definitely do that. And it's this. I'm not hating Kyle Pitts. I just think there's a lot of tight end talent now. I really do. And I think it's going to continue to get better. If he doesn't have a good year, he's going to be out of the top 6 tight ends, out of the top 10. And we got Brock Bowers coming in. He doesn't have to have a good year to stay, a top 6 tight end. So
Yes.
we got our boy likely coming up the ranks once who's out of that offense and Andrews.
Yeah, so all this ATL stuff means for Kyle Pitts is he's now in the conversation.
Yep. I think the breakdown of what we're talking about, I think you have to make a decision on whether or not you want to take the risk of the hype and go down in flames, or you want to capitalize on value that quite possibly can't even get any higher than it already is right now. Like, you're locked in at a high price. So I think that's what it does for Atlanta, and I think it makes people that like to do trades. I think this is a dream world for them. And then you
For
get a guy
real.
like me who loves doing that, and I'm paralyzed. So you actually helped me on this one. We just walked through what we're doing on a recording. Let's jump off of them. Let's talk about those Ravens. So Ravens need some wide receiver help. They've got it there, but they could still use that. I think we have an Isaiah Likely, Mark Andrews issue going on. Likely he's going to get on that field. But what does Derrick Henry do for all the ancillary pieces? What is this for Flowers? What is this for Andrews? Likely? Talk to me about what this does to Lamar's value. Is Lamar's value go down because why does Lamar need to run the football inside the 5-yard line any longer? I mean, I don't know. Talk to me. Let's walk through this one.
Well, just recalling the playoff game between the Ravens and the Chiefs, it was weird to me that it seemed like Lamar really, really personally wanted to prove that he's a bit of a gunslinger, which, I mean, cool, good for him, but we all expect a little more. I mean, not that we expect more. We know that he's better off with his legs because that's what makes him terrifying. So, yeah, with Henry in the fold, I just picture Henry to be like a more efficient Gus Bus. So, whatever Gus Edwards did last year, just a little more efficient. So, a few more touchdowns. I think Gus Edwards had about 10, I think, which is amazing for him. Henry can see 15, which is great. So if they can get an efficient run game, I think that
18.
opens up everything. If I'm being honest, so I wouldn't down take anybody. In fact, this kind of slightly tears everyone up.
The
Slightly.
number's 18. Over under
18?
Derek 18. Over under on Derrick Henry's touchdowns 18.
18?
18.
That like that? What the? That is high, man. But that's
Oh
high
no,
for a
I'm making
30.
that up. That's not Vegas. I just made that up. That's just what I'm talking about. Oh, I'm just throwing out a number. That's not Vegas, dude. Okay, let's say 16. 16.
I was about to scream under. Okay, no, but for real though, 18 could really be the absolute ceiling, and that'd be fantastic, frankly. 16, yeah, I see it. I mean, the type of player he is, he's a lot more efficient than Gus Edwards. I mean, Gus Edwards is really. I'm surprised he even did half the stuff he did last year. We gotta. I mean, have you seen Derrick Henry lately? That man really cares about the fact that he's on a contender. Like that man just might put the team on his back. I mean, he.
So,
Mhm.
last 2 years, Jamal Williams a few years ago
Right.
goes 22 plus touchdowns, I think. Don't stat bet
Wow.
me, I'm not sure. It's high. Raheem Mostert, Mr. 31-year-old, leads the league in touchdowns. You're telling me that the freaking nature, a top 5 back to ever play the game of football, can't go out there and just dominate 20 plus touchdowns? Dude, this hurts Lamar's value, dude. But
You
it doesn't
know what?
crush
Okay.
it. There's still really good value in Lamar. He's still a top 6 QB. But it takes a little bit of that elite edge where you're like, I have a wrecking ball to go win me a week. You're like, oh, if he doesn't get that touchdown. If he goes out there and scores 20 touchdowns, Lamar's value is going to plummet, dude.
I'm not that worried, but I like to hear the take. I like to hear the take a lot, honestly. Because honestly, that makes sense, right? Like if Henry's gonna vulture everything because he can, I mean, they're paying him to, then that really just makes perfect sense. I just feel like this kind of opens up the pass a little more. I don't know. I just got to see what the coaching says about it. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. I feel great about Lamar actually. In fact, I know this is dynasty, but in redraft, oh man, Lamar might be a top 5 situation for me.
I've got a very large share of Lamar Jackson in my portfolio. I'm not scared. I'm just saying maybe he's a top 8 QB, not a number 4 with number 3. But I agree. It will open up the passing game. Who do you think is the tight end one there?
In that room, okay. Well, just because Mark Andrews done it for so much longer, and we know him, he like even Lamar admits like without Andrews, it's a little scary, but likely has really developed like a type of a mind meld with him. So, it's 1A 1B to me. I'm gonna have to give it to Mark Andrews just because of the history, but I likely is right there with him. Likely is right there.
What have you done for me lately? That's all I care about. And Isaiah Likely looks like a him, dude. Like, if you just let that boy go, woo, Himothy in the workings. And
I feel
let's see,
it.
what else we need to talk about on that offense? Flowers. I think this helps Flowers. You got to stack that box a little bit, Derrick Henry. So I think this helps Flowers. I really do.
Yeah, I mean,
anything else?
with Flowers, I just need his maturity to step up. That's just me, honestly.
All right. So let's jump onto the Eagles.
Yeah. All right.
The revenge scenario, baby. I could not be happier for Saquon. I know we talked about this, but let's really talk about what this does. Tush push might be gone. We'll see what that's going to look like. We've got great wide receivers, a great running game. I could not be happier for Devontae Smith. I could not be happier for A.J. Brown. This is exactly what they need to really get the spacing in the offense the way that they want. I think this is a win-win. Jalen Hurts, Devontae Smith, A.J. Brown, Saquon himself, the offensive line, the friggin' defense. How does this help the defense that collapsed last year? This is a sick move. I'm buying the hype. There's nothing that's going to make me afraid to say, you know what, this isn't going to work. You're getting all these wide receivers on a discount right now. Go get them. Go get them. It was a down year. They lost their defensive coordinator and their offensive coordinator. Of course, they struggled. Now they got the right pieces in play. So do you think that this all around just amazing?
Yeah, you know what? I just want to talk about the Barkley price real quick. The price is up, and you should treat it as such. That's all I'm going to say. The price is up. You should treat it as such. I mean, Saquon with the Giants and that offensive line, the one that murdered not murdered, but murdered Daniel Jones, and now he has like a real freaking offensive line. Like that's terrifying for a guy like him. And Barkley can put the whole team on his back if needed to, but the offense is way too good for that. So, I mean, God, that's got to be exciting for Barkley himself. I mean, the kid is just so happy. He is just so happy to be for. I swear, what is up with putting these guys who just go in and out, just give us fantasy gold, but is playing for a terrible team. Now they get to be on contenders and everything is fantastic. Like, wow. I'm predicting top 8, top 7 for Barkley.
Good. Yeah, he's the perfect type of running back that once we get into training camp, I don't mind spending a little bit more on him because he's going to fit a good spot in a lot of my rosters, and he's not crazy expensive because he's still an older running back, but he might be someone that I don't mind. He's not the cheap option I'm looking at, but I don't mind spending a little bit on him.
Yeah, let him be your cornerstone.
Yeah. So let's talk about some lack of moves. Those were the big ones. All the other free agents ones we kind of talked about, but we haven't talked about the lack of moves. Miami. So, what's your take on Miami right now?
Oh, they. To be honest, they have been really out of sight, out of mind for me. I guess they have if it is ain't broke, don't fix it type situation. I mean, Ramsey's about to be like fully healthy.
It broke last year.
Yeah.
Broke.
Yeah. I have no thoughts on Miami, if I'm being honest. I really haven't thought much about them. Let's get Waddle involved a little more, yeah. Let's get Waddle involved a little more. Let's keep that run game consistent. I want to see a lot more Devon. I want to see a lot more of him. And shoot, is Mostert? Look, I think Mostert is one of the best RB2s you could buy because he's so freaking cheap, because he's so freaking old. And that's so crazy to say because he's genuinely 31? That's still pretty young in my opinion. But but in real football life, he's so old. Like you can throw third rounders at him, you can throw late seconds, and then boom, you got yourself RB2. So I love Raheem Mostert's price. But God, I don't know what to think of that team. I think they're going to be just as mid as they were last year.
Yeah, and that's the thing is I guess that helps us as fantasy managers because you know what. How many times do we buy into hype because quarterbacks go somewhere, someone's traded somewhere, someone signed somewhere, but it doesn't translate. All we do is buy the hype, and it doesn't hit. It's not bad, but it doesn't hit. But from a fantasy standpoint, it's like, all right, we've seen it, we know what to expect. Same players, same game. Maybe the defense is a little bit better now that everybody gets healthy. But I don't know. I don't know what I would want out of them, but I just didn't. It was a very quiet free agency. I think they should have made a big defensive splash maybe. Maybe they did and I just missed it. But from an offensive standpoint is what we're talking about. I guess we know what to expect. Arizona. Let's talk about my boys. DJ Dallas' biggest signing, I think. I mean, traded for Desmond Ritter. Yay.
Can I be honest? Can I be honest about AZ real quick? Dude, it doesn't matter. We're not here for free agency when it comes to Arizona. We want to see what y'all do in the draft because they have a very, very attractive draft pick, and if they make the pick, that team is instantly, significantly better. And if they decide to trade down and tear down and all that cool stuff, I would love to see how they do it and what they do with it. I mean, like this was not Arizona's time. It's cool that it's unfortunate y'all didn't do anything, but all right, because y'all are gonna do some real damage in the draft this year, like y'all did last year. I mean, we're just waiting for the draft for you because I already know it. The team's gonna have a great 2024. I just can't wait to see how.
It's boring. It's boring. I mean, it's
It's
just like
boring now.
boring.
Just wait till the
Do
draft,
something.
just like your listener league team.
Yeah, but just do something. I mean, just do something. We've got money to spend. We didn't even spend it. That's the thing. It's not like we were like up against the cap, but I have no
Oh,
idea what
see,
this
now
offense
that's
is going to
interesting.
look like. I think we're obviously going to get a wide receiver in this draft. Who's it going to be? Who knows? But very boring. I think that this was an A+ offseason for Trey McBride. Slam.
Mm,
A+ offseason for Michael Wilson. Michael Wilson's
surprisingly.
starting wide receiver now. Wide receiver one on the Cardinals. So by the way, I got a new nickname for Marvin Harrison. We're going to start
Oh,
calling him Fitz 2.0 because he needs to be on this team. But I also have another 2.0 that I nicknamed today.
okay.
I'm nicknaming little Trey McBride Travis Kelsey 2.0.
Whoa,
That's that's
dude,
what I'm nicknaming. I'm calling it legendary
dude, he
Hall of
has
Fame.
that swagger too. He has that type of swagger too. I don't know, like, I don't know. I don't know what it is. Like, when you have a sleeve attached, you have boss man swagger. So I see it. I see it.
So how about the Cowboys? Because this is the number one I want to talk about with lack of
Oh,
moves. WTF in the backfield. I've been talking about it on a lot of pods. I've been hyping Rico all off season. As of now, he is a starting running back. What if the draft doesn't go okay for the Dallas Cowboys? What if they just get in a position or like this player fell, I have to take him over this running back? I mean, it's Rico's world then. But I don't have a clue what's going on in there. They let Michael Gallup go. Does this change the offense? Tony Pollard's gone. Talk to me about the Cowboys. It's
you're
nothing.
right. You're right. They have definitely lost pieces, and that offensive line has changed a bit too. So that's not great. You know what? They're gonna be mid. They're gonna be mid. Let's go. Cowboys are gonna be mid. I
Yeah.
mean, but you know who's gonna be a okay? CD Lamb. Shout out to Darian.
We're going to get into some mocks, but I've been seeing some mocks that maybe the Cowboys go get like a Brian Thompson Jr. or someone
Oh,
like that. Like,
oh, hold on. Ooh. Okay,
yeah.
yeah. I can't wait till we get to talk to mock talk because that's interesting.
Yeah, we're going to get
That's
there
what's
just a little bit.
competition. Let's go.
We'll get there a little bit. But Cowboys, I don't know. And, I just, can CD Lamb do it again? That was an epic season he had. And, the best of the best can do it back-to-back years. Some people just hit it and then fade out a little bit, So
I mean,
Dak's getting
honestly, that team needs to put the team him and Dak that's like combination like Stafford and Cup back in 2021. They need to put the team on that back like that is the team at this point. Of course, Mike as well, but if they want to do something, that's the connection because they have no running back, like you said. They have barely a wide receiver room, and the offensive line is not as good as it was. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't like it to be honest, but I love it for CD.
I don't know. I'm kind of thinking that I'm selling CD if I've got him.
Ooh, spicy. Mr. LaCoy, get that money.
So if they have no threat of a running game, I get it. They're going to have to throw the ball a lot. But, I mean, what can you go get? I mean, what do you got to put in a CD Lamb trade to get Justin Jefferson? What do you got to do? Because, I mean, I'd probably do that, whatever
I'll
that
be
is.
honest. The Justin Jefferson situation is definitely kind of trending downwards just because of like who the hell's their quarterback. Meanwhile, in my opinion, the CD Lamb is trending upwards. So it may not be that. Excuse me. It may not be that difficult of a swap.
Yeah, I agree. That's why I'm saying I'm going to make it if I can. All right, so that's about it. So I'm just saying Cowboys, Miami. You know what? We'll see where you're going to be at the end. Let's jump into the mock draft right now. You want to just jump into this mock?
Let's have some fun.
Oh, let's do this. All right, let me get my screen sharing going again. Let's go. Boom. Let's share this.
Oh man, look at that coat. 99, he'll be missed.
Oh, Smitty, you cracked me up. All right, we got this mock draft up for everyone to watch if you're on the YouTube with us. We definitely appreciate your support. So, yeah, we got the GOAT, Aaron Donald, right there on the screen. But so this was a 4-round mock draft done by Chad Reuter. This was kind of an interesting one we liked. So a little bit wild in here, but obviously we're just going to go over the offensive players. I probably will make a joke about an offensive tackle here and there. But we're going to talk this in a standard. I want to do a start 11 in this theory, okay? Let's just say start 11, full PPR, 1.75 tight end premium.
Ooh.
And if we talk about where we want to fit them on squads with some of these players, that's where we're at. So nothing new here. The 101 is going to be a quarterback, and more than likely it's going to be Caleb Williams. I don't think that's going to change. But in this mock draft, we got Caleb Williams, 101. Trade Justin Fields solidifies that. How are you feeling about Caleb Williams in Chicago?
They are setting that boy up for success, which is honestly is beautiful to see because, normally these teams just draft a quarterback and say, hey, do your thing. And if you don't, you're out in 2 years, 3 years. So I like to see the effort, honestly. And they put quite a bit of effort, quite a bit of money. Let's just hope for the best at this point because this was one of my least favorite landing spots walking into 2024, but yeah, they've made some changes. So, Caleb, good luck.
I got to give the Bears some credit. I have never seen a rookie quarterback get surrounded by the likes of DJ Moore, or in this mock draft, it's not there, but the possibility of a Roman Doomsday, and just slamming these. They're setting him up. I kind of. Man, they look like the smartest team alive to have traded that number 1 pick last year. Oh boy, they look fly. But let's jump into the 102 here. Jaden Daniels. This is where we're going to spend some time talking about because the Caleb Williams 2 scratch for us right here. So the last somewhere about 2 weeks ago, especially really it got some steam a week ago. I can't tell you how many mock drafts I'm seeing with Jaden Daniels at the 2 to Washington over Drake May. And that was not like that 3 or 4 weeks ago. So what do you think about the fit for Jaden Daniels? Is he going to be the 103, 104 in a rookie draft, for fantasy? Talk to me about Jaden Daniels. This is your boy.
One of my favorite things about Jaden Daniels is he had a game where he threw for 300 yards and ran for 300, 200 rushing yards. I have yet to see what the numbers are fantasy-wise in this type of context, full PPR, but wow. Wow, if he can do something like that on a week-to-week basis, where obviously that's asking a lot. That's asking a lot from one player, but the fact that he has that in him is nuts. And he's going to a team where Cliff Kingsbury is on the staff, which, say what you want about Cliff, he made Kyler Murray a player that I had respect for at some point. So Cliff knows what he's doing when it comes to these rushing quarterbacks. And I think this is, if by magic Jaden Daniels ends up on the Bears, 101 no question, but the Commanders, that actually makes me wonder if I prefer Jaden Daniels at the 101. It really does, because that is a beautiful landing spot because they have things going for them, right? They have a defensive identity, kind of. They definitely have some players on offense that we like. And like I said, they also have Cliff Kingsbury. So I think that all kind of works in Jaden Daniels' favor. Meanwhile, the Patriots, which I was thinking that he'd end up at throughout the offseason, I don't know. They don't have too much going for them right now, So I love this landing spot, and I kind of hope it's true. Unless he picks up more steam and ends up going to 1. I don't think so, but I love this. So I'm going to really be debating. I guess you can't deny the weapons that Caleb has in the Bears, but I do have decisions to make. How about this? I'll put it like this. If I have 2 101s, 2 different leagues, yes, one of them will be a Jaden Daniels 101, and the other will be a Caleb Williams 101. I will not make them both Caleb. I will not make them both Jaden. I will split it.
This is my favorite landing spot of this entire mock draft, and every time I see it, it's because it's the Cliff the Whiff. You know, that's my little nickname for him. But Cliff Kingsbury, you are correct. We've seen it. It fits that style. But I do need to correct you on one thing. I know Kyler Murray might be short, but that man doesn't need to stand on anybody's shoulders to make him taller. Cliff the Whiff did not make Kyler Murray. Either.
I didn't mean to say that. Okay, I didn't mean to say that.
I don't talk smack about your quarterback. Don't you get on my little guy.
Okay.
Yeah, but look, Jaden Daniels, ASU boy. It sucked when we lost him, but I'm a huge Jaden Daniels fan. Smitty, your love of Jaden Daniels has made me fall in love with him even more.
Oh.
I would hate to see Jaden Daniels go to the New England Patriots. I don't like the Patriots. I don't hate you. I don't get mad at you teams. Don't get mad at me, you Patriots fans out there. It's just a team that I really don't enjoy watching play football. There's teams that I really enjoy watching, and they're not one of them. And I don't want to watch Jaden Daniels play for them. So this is my favorite landing spot. We're going to see, can Johan Dotson actually be, a consistent wide receiver? Probably in the NFL, but not for fantasy. I just like it. I think he's set up for success. This is my favorite one. I will say if you have two 101s, please trade back to the 103 because you can draft him at the 103 because it's going to be real difficult for Jaden Daniels to jump Marv, dude. Unless Marv, is not the wide receiver one off the board, Marv is going to get solidified in here. Or, I don't know. So that's my theory. But let's talk about the other landing spot. Drake May. Drake May in the third, at the 103, goes to the New England Patriots. I could not hate this as someone that's going to be drafting a lot of Drake May shares this year in rookie drafts because of where I've positioned myself. Uh-huh. I could not want him to go. He has no weapons. This is horrible. This is absolutely horrific. Where are they going to find wide receivers? Your backfield. Ramondre, cool. Didn't they just sign Antonio Gibson? Cool. Tight ends, cool. This is horrible, dude. This is we're talking. It's gonna take Drake May a little bit to get going here. There's a lot of this, and he's got a little Josh Allen in him with that cannon. And I know a lot of this was the Bills when they drafted him too. They didn't have a lot of weapons. They had to go do things. So don't get me wrong. I'm a huge Drake May fan. I just think from a fantasy aspect, this sucks for the first year at least.
But you know what I just realized now, which I had no clue about? It says here he's sophomore, so I said sophomore. What the fuck? That's a really early declare. Looked at it. He is 21 years old. If anybody has patience for this young boy, it is the Patriots. So, do the Patriots have patience? Honestly, I don't know, but it's a new regime. They clearly are in rebuild mode. They have to have the patience. So, with the fact that he's 21, this is kind of the premier. This is what you need. Please do not get Jaden Daniels a senior because they will not have patience with him. But the fact that Drake May is so freaking young and he has sneaky rushing upside and he has an arm, this is actually. If you have a real rebuilding team and you earn that 103 or 104, you better make this pick. It is Drake May for sure. I'm actually, wow, I've really talked myself into some freaking Drake May at the freaking Patriots. That really, wow.
So
this pod be doing stuff, man. Shout out.
But here's the possibility, Smitty. Mm-hmm. Here's the fall of Drake May. Okay?
21.
If Drake May might fall to the 106 or the 107 in how this mock draft is playing out. And I'll get into that in a little bit, but
okay.
If he goes to New England, and actually, I'll bring him back up in a few picks because I want to talk about the other ones in here.
For sure.
But he can fall pretty hardcore. Now, this is the most disgusting thing that I'm going to talk about in a long time, and I really hate that you picked this.
Oh, my God.
Because
right,
I know you just... Yeah. So, Arizona Cardinals trade in this mock draft. We get 2 first-rounders from Minnesota. Minnesota comes up and drafts J.J. McCarthy. We need to spend some time talking about J.J. McCarthy here because he is climbing so fast on draft boards right now that we are now at the 4 pick to Minnesota, I'm liking J.J. McCarthy in Dynasty Fantasy Football much more than Drake May if he's going to land with Jordan Addison, Hawkinson, and J.J. Like, this is why the fall of Drake May can keep going down because he's going to fall below Marv, J.J. McCarthy. Like, he's going to fall big time. What do you think about this trade and JJ going to Minnesota? This is hot fire, dude.
I don't I didn't evaluate this kid well. I mean, he had his pro day recently, last week, and I didn't care. But apparently, I mean, like I've said this a couple pods ago, or even the last pod. I am the worst scout of these rookies because what I would have never imagined. This is so high to me. What the? I mean, he's surrounded. JJ is or McCarthy. I'm gonna start calling him McCartwright because I don't respect him. Anyways, McCartwright, he's surrounded by weapons if he ends up in Vikings, but I just don't understand how this happened. Like, well, you win the Natty and now you're him. Stetson Bennett didn't even get that type of love, and Stetson Bennett won the Natty twice in a row, champ. But this is beyond wild to me. So I don't know. Whatever. Let this hype keep going. I hope this actually happens. Honestly, I don't think I'll have a single share of McCartwright.
Okay, so you are definitely, let's say you're on a clock at the 104 where all this sits right now. You need a quarterback.
I want Drake May, especially if I'm, dude. If no real talk though, if I am rebuilding, I have to have Drake May because the fact like his age is hitting me in the face. He was born after 9/11. Like that's crazy to me.
Yeah, that actually is a little crazy. That really is.
Like that is super young. Like I believe the Patriots have patience for that type of kid. I mean, I don't know. I'd rather have rebuild May than right now McCartwright because I don't know what right now McCartwright can really do. I guess maybe JJ the receiver can elevate his game. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah, I would just really rather if Minnesota's going to trade up, you just trade up all the way to Drake May. Because if Drake May ends up in Minnesota, I am going to be jumping through the friggin' roof, and he's gonna climb Jaden Daniels. Then I'm going to be electric.
You know what?
With that arm. That arm is powerful.
Okay, now we're talking. See, now that's when I'm saying he might jump. He might jump pick number 5 here. I hate to say, I don't know. Especially in this scenario. Oh. Yeah, let's just get to it. Hey, at pick number 5, the Los Angeles Chargers, I call them the little brothers of the LA. They went ahead and drafted Marvin Harrison because for some freaking reason he fell. Because Arizona traded out, of course. So they get him, which is great, right? Because it's a massive upgrade to the receivers that they no longer have. But is this what Harbaugh wants to do? Does he want to hyper target Harrison and just have a run game with Gus bust or what? Like, what do you think about this?
I hate this because I want Fitz 2.0 to be on the Arizona Cardinals.
Right.
Mock draft is pissing me off. And I know it's going to happen, Smitty. I know they're going to trade this freaking pick, and I'm literally just going to go quiet for the rest of the draft. You won't even be able to talk to me for 2 weeks.
Dude,
but in that bolt, hold on, that powder blue, the lightning bolts, he's going to look so fly in those uniforms, and Justin Herbert can just slang the ball. This is a true alpha possible wide receiver. Look, if there's anybody that's come out in a long time with the pedigree to be a Hall of Fame wide receiver, it's him. Like, it does not get any bigger hype than this, and I actually think this might improve his value if he goes with Justin Herbert more than K1.
The kid's 21, also born after 9/11. Wow.
Holy crap.
I you don't understand that Emma Leak Neighbors is 20. Okay, I'm sorry. This is killing me. These kids are entirely too young to be this talented. And speaking of the devil, he goes to the Giants?
Yep. We're on the pick 6 here with Malik Neighbors, everybody. He goes to the New York Giants.
I'm going to be honest. If this is what happens, he officially replaces Saquon, honestly, within the first couple weeks of play. I don't care if the quarterback is Daniel Jones I don't care if it's Danny DeVito. I don't care if they trade up for JJ. I don't care what the quarterback situation is. If the Giants genuinely draft Malik Neighbors, he will be the face of the Giants and in a successful one. So, arrivederci, freaking Saquon. It's over with. We have a new face, and we love him because he's 20. Wow, he can't even legally drink a beer. That's
nuts.
entirely, dude. Dude. I did not know that he was 20. Like this is actually, my mind is breaking.
This
He
is
is.
like Drake London. When
This
we
is like
look
Jake
back and we're
London.
like, this is fourth season and he's 22.
Yes. Yeah, like this is wow. Oh my god, this rookie class is insane.
I hate this landing spot. It makes me sick to my stomach. I
I
love
mean,
Malik Neighbors. There's a good question. Is Malik Neighbors or Marvin Harrison the best wide receiver in this football class? I believe it's Marvin Harrison, but we're splitting hairs here, man. This kid he has everything you want, and if I have to watch him have Daniel Jones throw the football to him, I'm gonna puke. This is where I want the New York Giants to overreach and go get a quarterback and go do something stupid and draft Bo Nix so I can watch yet another New York team just crumble to the ground for another 4 years, which kind of would make me happy.
oh,
And again, I don't hate you, New York fans. It's just like, you know what? Like, I'm a small market team. Like, we never get hype out here. So yeah, I'm always down in the big markets, like
hey, wait till this
L.A.,
year.
like definitely L.A.
Yeah,
Um,
wait till this year, man. Wait till this year. You
yeah.
know, I'm
So
expecting big things out of y'all. But I get it. I get it. With the quarterback play, it's going to be awkward. But God, the kid is so young. He's a star. He's a star.
So I'm going to jump to the next pick because we got to compare these when we're talking about rookie drafts. Next offensive pick was Arizona Cardinals draft
Oh,
Rome Odunze.
trade.
That's who the wide receiver they go after. I am going to be on the Rome bandwagon. I'm going to be drafting Rome above Malik Neighbors. I'm going to love this landing spot. This is not a homer. I just want to bet on talent with a quarterback rather than talent with a mule.
Guess what? Born in 2002. He 21 years old, young kid. Like this is so crazy. Like I'm really like this is so wild to me. I have yet to really look at their ages till now, and I hope it's not ruining the pod because this is all genuine discovery to me. Anyways, yeah, I think you'll be fine. I mean, like I said, this offense is going to kick a lot of ass next year. So if you wanna draft Rome over Marv due to landing spot, I'm with it. I'm with it.
Solidifies the 105 for me. Solidifies that.
And he's younger than Marv. I don't know, barely by months, but younger.
Yeah. So I think Malik Neighbors falls here, and I think Drake may fall in the top of this draft here. But the one funny thing as I look at all these mock drafts that I see, Joe Alt is projected the number 7 pick to the Tennessee Titans in every single mock draft ever created this year. Can you imagine if he ends up falling, not going to Tennessee?
Because
Roman
honestly,
easily
because
go there.
honestly, this is like the league saying, Tennessee, we're sick and tired of watching y'all. Like, please do the right thing. Get the freaking tackle. Like, it's
Yep.
just us saying, stop bothering us, Tennessee. Stop being an embarrassment in this league. And that so like, it's shock for now. But if they f that up, then God, I don't know what to say about all that money they just spent.
Yeah, I mean we gotta protect our boy. We are our zero QB, Will Levis boy.
Right,
So
exactly.
Brock
And by
Bowers,
the
man.
way, Romo Dunce, I will forever. I see Chase in his game, Jamar Chase. So let's say the tear down does happen and you guys still get Rome. Perfectly fine with drafting him over Marv.
Yep. Oh, over Marv. Ooh, that's gonna be hard. All right, New York Jets on the 10. They select Brock Bowers.
Ew, I'm
Um,
sorry. That was instinctual. I don't like it. I don't like it. I
I
don't like
hate
that at all. That is so terrible.
I hate everything about this. I really do. I'd rather the Bears select him at the 9. I mean, I like anywhere else. Like there's like I don't like this landing spot. I know people are Aaron Rodgers is going to come back. Well, sometimes tight ends take a little bit to break in. So, okay, who's his quarterback next year? Because that's really what I'd be thinking about if I'm drafting a tight
What a
end.
great point. What a
Yeah.
no, seriously, that was a fantastic point. And then plus, like, do you really want to see a tight end draft at pick 10?
No. I mean,
Especially the way he looked. No offense to people that look like Brock Bowers, but he doesn't look like Gronk or nothing. He looks like the kid I saw at the grocery store the other day. Like, this is not okay with me. But shout out to Brock Bowers. He has the athleticism for this, but it's a little too early in my opinion.
oh, dude, can we call him Grunk point five?
That's mean. That's
That
mean.
is
I
me.
like it though. Ground
That's
point
definitely
five.
me. But seriously, I hate this. So in this draft, look at people are going to be at 1.75 tight end premium. They're going to be saying, should I be drafting Brock Bowers at the 105 because of what he's coming in, what he's capable of doing? This really makes that decision kind of easy for me. I'm not I think he's fallen to the 107 if he drops to New York. I mean, that at least that's me. There's going to be people that overpay for him, but I hate this landing spot. Don't like anything about it. Him and Drake May are the two that are getting hurt in this mock. Now, number 12, Denver Broncos select Bo Nix. Does this feel like Drew Lock all over again?
Yeah, yeah. And here's the thing, though. I actually really don't dislike Bo Nix at all. I'm not. I mean, I don't think he's. I think he could be late first, but of course, if he's late first, that means he's backing up a dog. So, I think he should be early second. This is a little too early for Bo Nix, so I don't like it. I don't think his talent is there, but it's a little too raw for me. But I mean, honestly, the Broncos are so freaking desperate. I mean, who have they got? Jared Stidham? Ugh. I would rather see Bo Nix than Jared Stidham. Just don't go this desperate. Ugh, you got to have a first rounder, surprisingly. Go use it on a dog.
Anyone that's ever heard me go on a rant about Sean Payton, I go on them a
Yeah.
lot. Not quite Arthur Smith rants, but I was kind of rooting against him. I don't root against people. But him and Russ, man, I just wanted to fail last year. I couldn't be happier for Sean Payton to go get a non-elite quarterback with the 12th pick and put your franchise back yet another 2 or 3 years. I couldn't be happier. I could not be happier for Sean Payton. Bo Nix, I could not be happier for him because I don't think he's that good of a quarterback. But you know what? He's going to get paid at a top 12 pick. So, you know what? I like this one. Go Payton. But, I mean, Marvin Mims,
Orland Sutton, Dulcich,
yeah,
Javonte
Javonte Williams,
Yeah.
like this hurts every single person involved in that offense. And the big winner is Jerry Jeudy in this one.
Oh my God. Oh, facts. Facts.
Right. All right. So what's the next offensive player? We've got boom, boom. This one's fun. The Chiefs trade up to the 19th
Whoa.
pick.
Hey, not
And
our
they're going
pick.
to get Xavier
Oh,
Worthy.
we traded with them. Look at that. I'm sorry. This is all like real time. My fault. Oh, okay. Who the hell did we get then? But okay. Wow. So Pat gets his guy. This is, I like this more for Pat than anyone else.
This is why Brock Bowers is going to fall. If Xavier Worthy, who just ran a 4.21 at the combine, gets paired with Patrick Mahomes, oh my God. Like the buzz that's going to go on, how people want that, it's going to be as if you are drafting Tyreek Hill coming off of a rookie class. Where does this stack him against Malik Neighbors to the Giants? That's what I want to know. I know what I would do. Malik
Okay.
Neighbors, but
I'm still going to go, okay, so Caleb, Marvin, I'm sorry, I'm just trying to run it down. Quarterback. I mean, yeah, quarterback. He'd be comfortable 107 for me, maybe even 108. That's where I'd have him.
I think
Over
there's going to
Bowers,
be.
especially in this draft. Over Bowers.
Yep.
This is a very exciting landing spot. Damn.
We're talking about
Rich
106,
get richer,
105.
don't they?
Yeah, 105's thinking about it, just dreaming about it. Like, I mean, this is the most intriguing landing spot in this entire draft for me. So I think that's great for the other players. If you're drafting at the 107, 108, 109, like you have to love this mock draft because 108 has elite talent on it right now if we're at the 107.
Xavier Worthy, 20 years old.
Yep. So this is the mock I was talking about earlier.
Oh, look at
Dallas
that.
Cowboys. Brian Thompson Jr. with the 24 pick. Smitty. Oh my God. Oh my goodness. People think Brian Thomas Jr. is a better wide receiver than Xavier Worthy, but the landing spot's going to go there. So now maybe Brian Thompson Jr. falls back one and you're getting him at the 109. I would dream about Brian Thomas Jr. at the 109. I mean, that would be like, what type of value? This dude could be a top 2 wide receiver coming out in a normal class.
Right. And you know what's so? Oh my God! I mean, you're blessing fantasy teams, dynasty teams that were in the playoffs. This is what they get for being in the playoffs. They get Brian Thomas Jr. What a class, man! What a freaking class! This class is fantastic.
Yeah. And think about a 1.5 tight end premium. Brock Bowers doesn't really mean anything to me in a 1.5 type. I don't really care about the premium there. Like Brian Thomas Jr. is being drafted above Brock Bowers in that format, 1.75 or above. I'm thinking about it, but this is a fantastic landing spot.
Yeah. And 21 so far, the oldest receiver we talked about. I don't know. I just have to mention it.
So that's it, man.
This is who we get. We get ourselves a D tackle. Dang. See, that's art. That's all Donald right there. That's all Donald. All right.
When was what round was Aaron Donald selected in?
Oh, I honestly have no clue. Let's find that out.
I don't think it's first.
I think it was the first round though.
Possibly. You look that up and
he was top of the. Oh, let's get it. Draft pick. He was. It's my dog, man. I love him. He was number 13.
Was he? Yeah. So he goes there. All right, Smitty, we're going to kick the trades out. We're going to talk about that next week. We're at about an hour 6 right now.
Hey, my fault, y'all.
Let's talk some Bruce and let's get out of here. And hopefully our listeners like this one a little bit. A little ADD. We're kind of at the. We're kind of at that like lull right now. We're almost at the draft, but we're exhausted talking about landing spots. All we're doing is dreaming. We're doing startups, so we're kind of at the lull. But man, in about 2 weeks, this is going to get all going. Oh man, I can't wait.
Hey, next week, guys, we are specifically focusing on trades, unless there's some awesome NFL news. So, have a little trade show. What do you think about that?
I love it, man, because I agree. These mocks are crap, man. These people have no idea what they're doing. There's no way this is happening. I don't see.
Xavier Worthy to the Chiefs. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, shit. If they're going to trade up there, let's just go get Marv.
But they knew we'd take it because honestly, this is honestly a likely scenario. We have a first rounder, and all we did last year was trade back. We're kind of like you.
We tried. All right, so let's talk about the boss. I've always wanted this show. Listen, boss is my ride or die. I love it. You did a killer intro in here. So, Smitty, what I love about you, brother, is you're down to talk about anything. You really never listened to Bruce Springsteen before. And you said, hey, let's talk about Bruce next week. I'm going to get down and listen to some music. Here's the thing about Bruce. He is the best character writer of all time. He can write about anything. He puts you in a story. He's like Biggie when we talk about Biggie, where you're like, I'm in this world. Like when he's talking about a song like The River and getting his girl pregnant at 18, and basically his entire fucking world ends and all he does is just stuck, and then you get lonely and mad and divorced at the end. And it's just like, you're living that. You're like, oh my God, yeah. I mean, how many people are living that life, and fighting for the workers. And he was your blue collar guy. And the greatest thing about it, he sings, the song Born in the USA. People think that this is like the most patriotic song. It is nothing but slamming the United States and the way they've treated, people coming back from Vietnam and just getting beat down and the world against you. But you feel that like all the vets coming back that, got back from Vietnam and 20 years later he's talking about it. But this man speaks to you. If you let him speak to your soul, Smitty, he'll reach it. he'll reach it. So talk to me about your experience in listening to two albums, right? Born in the USA and Born to Run.
Yes. So when I first okay, so you have told in our listener league chat, you have said Born to Run is your favorite album of all time, and I'm like, wow. So that just made me want to give it a chance. So I specifically focused on that album just because you said it was your favorite. And just first thing I noticed, his voice makes it kind of difficult to interpret lyrics because real tone that's just it's difficult for me. I ain't gonna lie. It was difficult at first listen, and I genuinely thought Born to Run was like this entire like a whole like love story. Like I thought it was specifically aimed towards one woman for some reason, and after giving it another shot, I realized it's a little more broader than that. And with a song like Backroads, is that what it's called? Backroads. Backroads, which is probably my favorite off the album. I don't even know if it's entirely about just women, but speak what you said about how we were praising Biggie for his storytelling and his writing and how he puts you into a scene. I think he really did a bang up job with that on Backroads. Is it called Backroads? That's what I think it's called because I'm really picturing this. Not necessarily this romance, but also it's not just a friendship, and it's deep, and I'm having such a great time with this person. It's like, but it just feels like it has to be awkwardly like down low, but just because we want it to be this way, I don't know how. I would love to get your interpretation of that song. Then also the song where he's about to commit a crime, but he needs a ride to the end of the tunnel. That song, it's I forgot the name of that song, but that was probably my second because it is really so descriptive, and I feel like I'm also him needing that ride because I'm really trying to get this money, and I got this gun here that is gonna it's gonna be effective at least because I needed to because I want to come back home to this girl who don't believe in my little schemes, but this could work out. And I just love the fact that I'm instantly like in that mindset because he, with his voice that can be a little hard to interpret, is still successfully putting me in that world. And I think that's very impressive. So shout out to Born to Run. I love that album, and I love what Bruce Springsteen's music has to offer. And more than anything, though, I love the saxophone. That saxophone,
Yo, that's what I was just gonna say. The saxophone is what makes his music. So,
yeah.
dude, you know me. I'm all about the ADDs, the percussions, oh man. So Clarence, who he was a big man, and Bruce always said he called him the big man when he joined the band, and he sings
Okay.
about that in some of the songs. But I think he was like 6'8", 6'9". Just, I mean, they would say he was
Wait,
just
what?
making. He was a big boy, dude. Like I'm talking about, like big
Jesus.
guy. Yeah, and when he was
Yeah,
up
no
there playing
wonder
on the
now.
sax, just amazing. But if you just look at the stories that he tells all the way through Born to Run, the saxophone is just everywhere in this. But Thunder Road, man, Bruce woke up one day. It's actually a movie he watched, and he wrote a song just with the idea of him getting a girl, getting out of a town. They're going nowhere. They got to get out of there before they die. They're born, just Thunder Road. And
Okay.
I actually, I literally, when I proposed to my wife, did it in a song from Thunder Road, and basically what happened is my wife was breaking up with me for like 2 years because she couldn't commit. We had some differences in age and religion and all this stuff, which I could care less about. And she finally just said, you know what, he doesn't. But I literally told her, there's a line in this song that says, my front door's open. Walk into my car. The door's open, but the ride ain't free, girl. I literally said, if you want to get married, my door's wide open, but if you get in this car, this ride ain't free. You're going to marry me. So
All
one,
right.
that's why I like this one. 10th Avenue Freeze Out really has no meaning. It's just a cool song.
It's a great
That
song,
one,
though.
oh, it's got such a beat. And the Backstreets was just basically being a bad boy, kind of. And that the Backstreets are what you were talking about on here. Woo. But Born to Run,
Backstreets. Okay, yes, Backstreets. I was saying
yeah,
Backroads. Okay, Backstreets. Yep, that's the name of it. Great song.
Born to Run, it's just that's the jam. That's just the jam. And when he recorded this, he had a band, and it was an E Street band, but they basically brought in extra instruments to make things even louder, and he had some like 55 instruments playing on this entire album, like from a musical.
55 instruments, you said?
Oh, xylophones. I mean, just everything. Like
On
he
that
went
one song or just throughout the album?
throughout the whole album, but especially on Born to Run. That was the
Oh
big
my
one.
God.
It took him I think like a year and a half to just finish the recording on Born to Run. He took it so seriously, and it just blew up. But Born in the USA, The River, everything about this man will speak to you. If you just sit there, and his voice is rough, but if you take that from the beat down man, the I can't get a break, the world's against me, my love, just whatever the song is about, like the way he describes it, like his voice does it. Bruce, I don't know. So when I went to his concert last week, man, it was just funny, man. This boy, so he's got this. Go watch the video, "Dancing in the Dark." I swear to you. That's how this man actually dances. I really thought it was a joke. And this is the first time I saw Bruce live, and I was like, holy crap, this dude actually cannot dance. This is so weird. But, man, they had the whole band, the legendary E Street Band. This guy gives so much props to his band and what they do. But, Smitty, no joke, he was on stage for 3 hours, okay?
Oh, wow.
There was not one break between songs. Like, musicians, they talk.
Wait, not one?
Not one.
Beyonce
Literally.
nor Taylor could do that.
Dude, played a song. The second the song was over, 1, 2, 3, 4, next song. One,
Okay,
2, 3, 4,
all
next
right.
song. 3 straight hours of it, dude. It was great. But
Hold on. I have to look up his age because, that's
oh,
impressive.
he's an old man, dude. Like, I'm surprised he could get out there and do that, man. I really am. But some of the other albums I would tell you to look at, The River. The River's a great album. It's a very down, depressed style album. But so I think that was his third. I think that one came after Born to Run. But great lyrics in there. Born in the USA is the poppy one. That's my least favorite album. Other than he has a song on there, and it's called oh my gosh, Downbound Train is my favorite song on that one. But
Okay.
I'm Going Down. I'm Going Down, Smitty, describes a guy who is so sick and tired of his wife setting him up just to argue. And no matter what it does, it just ends up in an argument. And he's just friggin' pissed. Like any man that has a wife that just nags at him, go listen, I'm Going Down. You'll be like, that dude understands it. He understands me. But anybody can glory days. I mean, we're all living our glory days. And by the way, Smitty, I think you forgot how young people are, because I actually believe you just realized you're 30 years old on this podcast.
Yeah, I did actually. Yeah, I did. That was a little, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I was just saying, oh, wow, these kids were born after 9/11. That was nuts to me, but no, I'm just old. You're right.
Yeah. Stay away from Tunnel of Love. It's kind of another poppy album. Darkness on the Edge of Town, man. There's some real deep lyrics inside of that one. Definitely like that. Stay away from The Rising. It's one of his older ones. Nebraska is a really cool album. I mean, a lot of people say Nebraska could be his best album. It wasn't mine. I still like Born to Run, but that's my epic. That's why I like Bruce. Let him talk to you. Just let him talk to you, Smitty. Listen to him. Let him speak to you.
No, 100%. 100%. Excuse me. But yeah,
I got
I'm
nothing
gonna
left.
give
I got
Bachelor
nothing
my
left.
favorite so far. Just I really like how I really liked how he described how much he liked that relationship.
Yeah. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah.
All right, let's get out of here. About an hour and 18. We got this one on track today. Anything else you want to say to our listeners? Hey, we're on a full trade episode next week. Send us everything you got. We're going to break down trades. I got a league that I commissioned, Smitty, that we have done 17 trades now in the month of May in this league. Hot fire.
Wow.
17 trades in the Rumble, bro. It's insane. Yep.
There might be more. There might be
All
more.
right, do you want to sing a song on the way out of here? Nah,
Like
you're good.
dancing in the dark. That's all I got.
All right, guys. Cheers. Thanks for listening. Let us know on the trades, and we'll get at it.